What to do as an IT manager in the first couple of months. 5 things I think we need to focus on. The most important first step, there'll be 1 or 2 or 3. What does that mean? As we do this, operational stuff, the strategic stuff, key point is point 3. They're the folks that we need help from, transaction flows, the challenges. All of these things are important for us to try and get to grips with. So summarising what we've covered.
Whatever role we're in, almost inevitably, it's very challenging. My role is to share the lessons of my 30+ years of experience of running businesses, developing teams, leading turnarounds, and assessing businesses for acquisition.
In all of this, collectively, across the whole of my career, I've been involved with over 150 different operating organisations and environments.
My name's Rob Evans, and I hope you find this content both enjoyable and of great value.
What to do when we're new in a leadership role. The most important first step is get to know our team. Our team are our arms and legs. They're our greatest asset. They're the individuals with whom we're going to be working day in, day out. They're the folks that we need help from, to rely on. We need them to become fans of us, fans of our leadership style, fans of the way that we operate. Getting to know our people as quickly as possible is a very high priority. We need to try and get to know them in both a one-on-one and some kind of group dynamic situation. Throughout that process, stand back, observe, think very, very consciously so that we're really getting to grips with and understanding what our individuals, the folks in our team, are all about. What's their experience? How do they operate? It's the granularity of the steps of what they did in their various roles. The better we understand the way that our colleagues have worked and the environments in which our colleagues have worked, the nature of the environments, the likelier we are to not be caught out by expecting something from them that actually it's unreasonable for us to expect. The better we know our people, the better we know their experience in a significant degree of detail, the likelier we are to have a much clearer idea of their likely capabilities based on that experience. We want to get a sense of what are they all about as individuals, what are their aspirations, what do they value in their life, in their work, in their leader, in their colleagues, why are they in the organisation, ultimately what's their goal as individuals. We want to understand this so that we can start to work with them. If they are quite outright in telling us ultimately they don't want to be with our organisation for an extended period of time, at least we can get to know them, get the best out of them for the period that we do work together, and help them find their way to a better solution for them, and have them help us really get to know the organisation, really get to understand the transaction flows, the challenges, the nature of the business, the customers that we're dealing with. All of this, we can get great insight from our people. So the closer that we are to our people, the quicker we get to know them, the better. Think of it as an in-depth interview, but not, or a series of in-depth interviews, but not framed in a way that they are job interviews.
Well, I hope you're enjoying and getting great value from this video. Please give it a like and please subscribe. It really helps. Thank you.
Get to know folks, spend time with them. The more that we are genuinely interested in the individuals that we work with, and we enter into all of our work with a generous, open-hearted spirit, the likelier we are to get to know folks and also to have a fantastic working relationship. So getting to know our people is really important. Secondly, it's getting to know our stakeholders. Inevitably, as a leader of a department, of an organisation, we have a wide range of customers, and those customers can be external customers, the folks who are buying stuff from the organisation that we're serving, or even if we're in a not-for-profit, the folks who are benefiting, the beneficiaries, whatever service it is that we provide as a not-for-profit. So we have those external stakeholders, but there's also our line manager, our people, colleagues. Clearly define our stakeholders and get to know our stakeholders and get to know what their expectations of us are. So getting to know the stakeholders is really important. A third piece is really understanding our organisation inside out. What is it that our organisation does? How is it structured? How is it organised? How does it make money? What are the various activities? What does that mean for the dynamics that exist in the organisation? I think there's 7 different flavours of activity that organisations typically engage in, usually a blend of perhaps 1 or 2 or 3 of these 7 activities. And when we understand those activities, then we're better placed to be able to understand what the likely cultural dynamics, people dynamics, preoccupations, working capital dynamics, financing dynamics. We can understand all of the operational stuff, the strategic stuff that relates to that specific type of activity, what the business is all about, and also how the organization's built, how it's funded, its organization structure. So all of these things are important for us to try and get to grips with as quickly as possible. I run a program that helps us get to grips with organisations with which we've previously been unfamiliar. Alongside it, there's guided reflection, thought provocation, it's a whole journey woven together. In amongst all of this is a 30-minute real-world MBA that covers the business ecosystem in which we operate, finance for non-financial managers, understanding organisations from an activity standpoint. You can find the programme by clicking the link in the description or the comments. Also, I do keynotes and talks, lunch and learns, breakfast and learns, online forums. There's an opportunity there also to join the Outperformance Highway community, and there's lots more content all around the website. If you're interested in that, check out the link. The key point 3, is we need to understand the organisation that we're coming into. We're starting to get a good platform. We understand our folks, we understand the stakeholders that we're working with and what their expectations are and what will delight them and what the challenges they've previously experienced. We understand the organisation that we're in and some of its dynamics, and we try and do this very, very quickly. And as we do this, operate in a spirit of a high degree of awareness and consciousness. In many ways, what we learn, we need to capture quickly at a big picture level and start to organise our own thoughts about the individuals, the organisation, the structures, the issues, what the day-to-day is all about. Observe how this thing operates. Identify what the strengths and weaknesses, challenges, opportunities are, and start to frame and put together a plan, a high-level plan. What are the big things that we want to do here? What are the big things we want to move forward in, and how do we think that will benefit us? And of course, in an ideal world, when we're new into a situation, and this is really point 5, we talked about getting to know the people, getting to know the stakeholders, getting to know the organisation, create a summary, what we've learned through our orientation exercise, craft a plan. Point 5 is to identify quick wins and foundational fixes, because inevitably, as somebody new in the organisation, there'll be 1 or 2 or 3 things that we can change that'll have a good impact with not too much effort and not taking too much time. These are really important. If we can identify those and make an impact in our early time we're in the organisation, then that's really helpful. Also, almost inevitably, there's going to be some longer term issues that have emerged from our orientation exercise. Against that backdrop, we can start to put thought to what are we going to do about that? How are we going to address it? How are we going to set about dealing with what needs to be dealt with? And we might find we're short on some information, so we'll be capturing here also, as part of the steps, some more information gathering. We're starting to get a good semblance of a plan, and we have to do all of this against the background of business as usual, because from day one when we get in, we're going to be dragged into meetings and calls and firefighting issues that perhaps we've inherited from the person who previously ran our team, ran our department. We're going to have to do all of this orientation in parallel with business as usual and keeping things ticking over. Be very conscious about how our time is being spent, being very conscious about what we're getting drawn into, and capturing that and starting to think about, well, okay, do I really need to be in this flavour of meeting or these flavours of calls? Create some space to be able to move forward what needs to be moved forward. And also through our orientation exercise, we want to be identifying the gems in our team, the folks that can help us when there's a challenge, when there's a problem, the folks that perhaps are being underutilised, have got great capacity and capabilities that are not really being used to their full potential, and we can start to think about what opportunities we can give to them. These are all ways that we can start to approach the early days in our new role. So summarising what we've covered, quickly we need to get to grips with getting to know, firstly, our people, secondly, our stakeholders, thirdly, our organisation, and then point 4 is we need to quickly summarise what we've learned, what we've observed, and start to craft a plan in the way that we operate. And point 5, a key part of that summary, a key part of that plan is identifying quick wins and the foundational issues and foundational fixes if there's challenges that we're going to focus on. This is the 5 points to think about, to cover as we move into a new role. We've got to do all of that against the backdrop of business as usual. And once we've identified, of course, the quick wins and the foundational fixes, it's all about just getting on with it.
I hope you enjoyed that and got great value from it. Please don't forget to check out the link. Also, please give it a like and please do subscribe. As I said, it really does help. I'll see you in the next video.